Hey everybody, welcome, welcome. This is Coach Jackie here, your Freedom Empowerment Mentor, and I am again crazy excited to introduce you to another one of the amazing freedom support teams for the Freedom Creator Mastermind. And today we've got the one that I always think that like we all know we need deep down, and that's the financial person. And she is my uh freedom financial, she'll tell you all about it, coach, mentor, guru. She's been in my life for almost 4 years, and I'm honored to have her part of the Freedom Creator Mastermind, which I will tell you more about later on in this little interview here. But let's hear about one of the amazing coaches. Ginny, tell us all about yourself. Welcome.
Hey, everybody, and thanks, Jackie, for having me today. Just a little bit about me. I'm a mom of two very young boys, 2.5 and 6 months old. So
Mhm.
lack of sleep is all in there, but I love being a mom. It's something I always dreamed of, and Jackie knew from the beginning, working with her, that that was a very important next step in my career in life. But I am also a certified financial planner. I've been in the industry for almost 13, 14 years now. And it's just been amazing. I got into financial planning specifically to impact people. So, how can I give back? I love talking with people, but I'm also a nerd and I love the numbers. So, it's
Mm.
been great, to really build this career. And then more recently, I've really switched into more coaching and education because we kind of lack that, financial literacy piece. But then the behavioral side of things plays such a huge part. And doing this for as long as I have, that is the one place that a lot of people don't focus on is the mindset,
Mm.
is, the past stories that we have and how that really influences our money decisions, and then how to really grow forward, and work on that piece of us. And that creates success, that creates financial success. So I'm really excited with, where this is going and to be part of your Freedom Creators Mastermind. It's going to be
Mm.
a great group and we're going to learn a lot of different things.
Mm. Gosh, I'm so excited because I think the key of what you just said is that we can save all the money or we can do all the things, whether it's weight loss, money, business, and then there's something about we could get to a milestone and still not be happy. And there's a mindset behind all of these things, and that's why I chose you as the financial person, also because I adore you, and you can imagine not working with you. But there's you work from the mindset plan piece behind it. And when we started working together, when I started having you do my finances, I remember one of the first questions, it was like, what do you want? Like, what's your vision? Like we talked about vision. I was like, yes, that's because that's what I'm all about. And the vision matters where you put that makes a difference on where you put your money, what you do with your money. Standard back in the day, investing is like maximize 401ks or retirements, and that's could definitely be a part of it. And in my case it wasn't, which was funny. You're like, nope, we're saving for this goal of opening up my RV park. For those of you who don't know, I want to open up an RV park and we want to have a property with a whole bunch of stuff. And that was the first thing you said that I should save money. And I thought that was amazing because it was just very different. It's a very little thing, but it was very different than the norm. And you listened to what I desired. And that's a key to your freedom method, which I'd love for you to take a minute and talk about the freedom method that you mentor and coach people through when it comes to finances. And it's really about the individual across the screen, not a cookie cutter. So tell us more about the freedom method.
Yeah, so the freedom method is something that I've put together that really focuses on that mindset and aligning your values and your vision with your money. Because a lot of times we're focused, okay, we're goal setting, we are, setting our vision in place, but we forget the financial piece behind it.
Mm.
So, this is what vision is great. Jackie really helps us set our vision. But then how does also that impact other areas of our lives? We've got to really put the whole picture together. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's what the Freedom Method does. We really start with financial identity. So, are you living in scarcity or abundance?
Mm.
How is that impacting our decisions, our actions that we make? And a lot of that even comes to awareness and avoidance. I mean, I know I've been there before too, where I've like, I just want to avoid this financial decision. I don't want anything to do with it. And I kick the can down the road further and further. You get further and further into a hole. And that's all mindset, right? That can be from
Mm-hmm.
past stories. And those past stories go into that second part of the freedom method, which is relationships. It's our relationship with money from our experiences that we've had, but not only our experiences, but those really close to us, family
Mm-hmm.
members, spouses, significant others. They all impact how we make decisions with our money. And so we've got to break that down too and be aware of what's influencing us. So that's the second piece. The third piece is enter and explore. We've got to get into the data. We've got to get
Mm-hmm.
into the numbers. We've got to know what's there, right? So, what tools are you using today? What tools do we need? And part of that is understanding what your money management system is. And that's a second piece of the coaching that I'm starting to do is really creating those money management systems tailored to you because
Mm-hmm.
we have to have those rituals. We have to have that routine and that's all part of this enter and explore, right? We got to explore what works for us because each of us thinks about things differently.
Mm-hmm.
So that fourth piece is design, right? This
Mm-hmm.
is where we get to have our vision, tie our money into it, but it's also got to be related to your values, your core values. And we talk about this all the time. The
Mm-hmm.
core values really align your finances and give you that motivation and focus to stick to those goals and be saving and to get back on track and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. The fifth piece is obstacles. We're always going to run into challenges. We're always going to find those bad habits or that bad mindset, that past mindset that we have sneak up on us. So, what are we doing to overcome and recognize that challenge, recognize that mindset is creeping back in, and then, working through that. And then the last piece, we always have to practice. So, let's master it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we got to master, we got to repeat. And how often should we be repeating this process, repeating this method? And so that's what we kind of get into in that last step. So it all spells out freedom. We're all about financial freedom and the freedom method.
I love it. I love it. And this kind of like ties in a lot to it was so interesting when I started the coaching journey. I was very much about, I came from a restaurant world and I came like we all came from jobs or corporations usually when we come into our business and it's strategy, 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 right? And you've heard a lot about the word mindset coming out of Ginny's mouth and my mouth. And when I after a period of time I realized like a lot of like it starts with the internal and so the external yada yada. But then what can happen, and what's happened sometimes in my case, and you've witnessed this, is that we go all the way to the other side and forget about the foundational strategy. And that's what I love about your process is that it combines both from a place of like not such a such restriction and scarcity place from this abundance place. And I'm super excited for where we're gonna go next year with my stuff, working with you. I love it. And so did you want to say something? Sorry.
Oh.
Okay. It's funny when you do these interviews, like the breathe in thing. I'm like, okay, I think they want to say something. No, maybe. Okay. Um, so when it comes to what helps you in the process, does community help you? Does being in programs help support you on your journey of building this? I know you're creating your own business out of this as well, which I'm so excited about. In the mentorship, and you've already been doing that, but now turning it into your own gig. What helps you in that process when it comes to community and support?
Well, I think it's really important to have that community. So I've been a part of Jackie's community for those past 4 years. And the importance of that is I get to tap into other people's experiences and success. So how did they find it? Maybe I can take a piece of that, relate it to what I'm going through. And so I think that's a huge piece that we used to not even really think about. It used to be, well, DIY, do it yourself. You got to go in and do it yourself. You got to do the hard work. But I think we're missing that piece. And that's what I love about the Freedom Creators is that we're bringing that group together and
Mm-hmm.
we all are going to feed off each other. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the most important piece. And that's how I've found my level up, my, excelling and growing, is because we've really been doing a lot of it through a group, and then my one-on-one follow-ups with Jackie. So always, that's an important piece for, I think, everyone to remember, is that community. You've got support, you've got encouragement, you've got accountability, you've got all three
Mm-hmm.
things that really matter when you put it all together.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, I used to be I got it, right? Like how many of us say, I got it, girls, right? I got it,
Mhm.
I got it, I got it. I don't need any help. No, no, no. And once I actually started to experience what community and support and not doing this thing called life alone, I was like, oh, this is so much better. This is so
Well, and I
much
think
more fun.
as women too, we don't like to ask for help. So sometimes when we get into a community, we feel like we just want to sit and listen. We don't want to
Mm,
ask for help, because really, like, being vulnerable and letting it all out is just kind of scary. But honestly, you get so many more breakthroughs. Just dive on in. This is such a like great group of women that are here to support each other. Let it all out. You never know.
hmm
You're never going to know where you end up and what you're going to find, what little hidden gem every single time you're in this group.
Yeah, and that's what I love the most about it too is I mean a girl ladies watching this, whoever's watching this, like I grow every single session with these ladies. It's not like the Jackie show of like I'm teaching you stuff. And yeah, yes, you get you learn stuff from all five coaches, including and me. You get six of us. You will learn, but where you really learn is through the experiences of others and through that support, that connection, that seeing things from a different perspective. So really, thank you so much for sharing that. Um, so I want to say, guys, the Freedom Creator Mastermind has been a love project, a passion project of mine for 2 years now. The back in, gosh, 2 years ago, in November, exactly 2 years ago, I was like in this place where I had all these coaches and I was spending lots and lots of money, about $5,000 to $7,000 a month, and I was the biggest thing is the couple things that came to me that I realized that I can't do all the things when you have that many programs and that many different directions you're being pulled. I was missing out on a lot of the stuff. So they're all great coaches that I had. The second thing I've realized is that I was putting a lot of money out financially, and there's nothing wrong with investing a lot into your business. And at the time, it just didn't make sense for me, and it was almost stressing me out more than helping me. The third part about that was that I couldn't hear my own voice. I was getting pulled with like six different points of views, and one person's telling me like, "Oh, I don't think no, that doesn't quite work," or "You can't sell freedom." I always love that one. And then I had other people telling me different things, and you're talking to the two freedom coaches here,
Yeah.
right? Like freedom method, like freedom financially and freedom in life, right? And you can't sell freedom. I thought that was interesting at the time, but I listened because I didn't listen to myself. And so that I ended up quitting all the coaching back then, and I went rogue, like with no coach, which is so funny. A coach without a coach. Oh my gosh. And I went like 3 or 4 months so that I could get in tune with me and the inner knowing of me. And I vowed at that point I would create a program where I brought in all of those resources I was at that time I needed throughout my process to help me move this business forward, help move myself forward, and my family forward and all that. And I would bring them all together in a very affordable way of doing it, and in a way that you get to choose, you get to align what you need in your support system. So let me briefly explain that. This program comes with me and five other mentors. You've got Ginny, who's your I call her my freedom mentor personally, like even though I'm a mentor, but freedom financial mentor. She's helping me big time. Then you've got your wellness coach with Anna. And then you've got your productivity coach, who she just simplifies business with Susie. You've got the tech geek guru of all tech geeks and gurus, Angela. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen really successful women like who want to start a different career or something new, a new business, and they get stuck because of something simple in tech. And she has a way of just pulling that out. And then you've got Karen in the confidence and communications and relationships, and how and the converse, the communication piece. And those were areas that I either needed help or I would notice that my clients needed support on during this journey. We've brought them all together, and then you get one session with each of them for 90 minutes a month, and then you get two with me for 90 minutes. And so we work together, and we will be meeting periodically to discuss like what are the needs of you guys. Like what Ginny might see something like Jackie, okay, I think we need to bring a person who does this in because I've heard it like 3 times in my sessions, or we need to bring in this person, or um tell each other that someone else needs to support one of the clients because they heard this, and maybe did they bring that up in your session. We're here as one unit to help you support you in your freedom life, creating your freedom life without you pulling you in 6 different directions. And that's really important, that because in the end, all of this has to align with you, whatever you're doing, whether it's business life. It's not the Jackie show, the Ginny show, the Anna show. It's your show. This is your life. And we want you to really, really awaken, empower, and own who you are inside and step into what's meant for you. Ginny's gonna coach you differently than she's gonna coach me. I mean, we're just different people, right? And so, and mentor you and hear, and they all listen, and we all come from the mindset side of things. So that is the Freedom Creator Mastermind container. And all of that right now before the end of the year is $777 a month, which is 30% off the rate that's going to be for 2024 of $1111 a month. Which is absolutely just like a fifth of what I was putting into it back then, right? And it's like a buffet. You go to what you like. If you go to one of Ginny's sessions, which it's impossible to do this, but I'm just going to say it. If you don't like her for some reason, and you don't have to, or you have a financial advisor, let's put it that way, and you don't necessarily, but Ginny's not a financial advisor. She's just a financial mentor for the rest of your life. Like she's your mentor, your coach, your go-to, and your friend along with it. She's amazing. So, but if you don't need it, then you don't have to go to it. And that's what's like, you don't have to have the FOMO of like, oh my gosh, I'm missing out. And then if you decide you want to jump back in, you can. That's the beauty of the mastermind. You get to choose, but we're all here to support you. And for a rate, an investment that won't stress you out, to do what you need to do. And it's a very holistic concept. Anything that you'd like to add to that I maybe missed?
I don't think so. Are these, and we've talked about it, but these are going to be recorded. So if you
Mm-hmm.
do miss, you can go back and find it in the group
Mm-hmm.
and get back into, something that you might have missed, whether it's the financial, mindset
Mm-hmm.
group when we're in there, or maybe the wellness with Anna. But you'll be able to go back in if you can't make it that week, which is really cool too, because sometimes you lose it, you miss it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
Sorry.
we're busy, right? We're busy
Yeah.
people. And you're right, there'll be a Facebook group that stores all the videos. We'll also have them in case for any reason we lose Facebook. We'll have it in a library that's kept that we can share at any point. But the Facebook group is also another place where you guys get to support each other as well as and really, really work together and walk. I always like to say walk side by side with other powerful, ambitious, successful women. And you may not feel successful right now in what you're currently doing because it's new to you, but you were successful in many, many areas in life previous to this. And that's what we see. We see what you don't see. So borrow our belief and our gift of belief. We'll hold that gift of belief up for you till you get there, and take the permission granted by us for you to move forward and do all the magical things you're meant to do in this world. So, Ginny, before we wrap this up, I'd love to say, like, how can they reach you if they watch this and they're not quite sure yet, but they want to maybe talk to you about this program, or they want to just reach out to you about your services? How can they reach you?
Yeah, great question. So you can reach me at freedommethodcoach@gmail.com. So really easy, just shoot me an email. We'll get in touch and schedule a one-to-one. I like to call them my 20-minute ask anything kind of
Mm.
sessions. So bring it all. Bring any question you've got. Let's get together. And what I would like to do down the road too is, especially for people that are in the Freedom Creators Mastermind, I'll be having these one-on-one 20-minute ask anything sessions multiple times during this course,
Mm.
during this timeline. So I'll be, kind of plugging that in just again as another resource for you guys during our mastermind, 12 months together. So that's going to be something extra for you guys, which I'm really excited about.
I love it. I love it. That's amazing. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining. If you're listening to this, you know, any questions that you have, reach out to me or any of the women that you've been watching the videos on, and message me Facebook, text, whatever you have of mine. So if you might be new to this, if you're watching it, but you might already have me in your world, and you know I'm very, very reach outable, is that a word? Accessible,
Available and accessible.
available. And as we're recording this, the funny part about this is that I've just been like sick as a dog, and I've been like, so I was praying that we could get through this 15 minutes without coughing. So there's a mute button for that, I realized. So, all right, well, thanks, Ginny, for coming, and thanks so much for agreeing to be part of this container. You are such a blessing in this world, so thank you so much.
Thank you, Jackie.
Bye, guys.
Bye.